All right, so in this section, we're focusing on different cultural attitudes towards money. And specifically right now, I want to talk about debt. So if you grew up in America with parents who have lived here, who have purchased a home, you were probably familiar with the idea of building debt as a healthy thing. Not running all of your credit cards on max, but having, debt that you build up in order to create a good credit score, and then you get approved for a loan or to even rent a place. Having good credit is necessary for that. But for a lot of other cultures, debt has more of a negative connotation, and it's not necessarily a value or something that's taught growing up as something that's good to have. A lot of other cultures, specifically within Hispanic cultures or also in Asian cultures, you just don't accrue debt. You kind of live within your means, you pay cash, or you might, invest your money in something else, in a business rather than in a bank. And it's just not a thing that people think about as a healthy thing. It's debt. It's a very important thing to be mindful of when you are speaking with people of a different cultural background, is communicating kind of the value of healthy debt and understanding that you might have to break it down to their family members to understand. You might have to, talk to them and figure out where are they coming from. So it's just something to be mindful of. An example of this, my roommate, she is engaged and her fiance is Chinese American, and his family just has always paid cash for everything. He said that they've owned different businesses in Koreatown and Los Angeles, but they don't invest their money in banks. I think it kind of comes from maybe like a trust system in terms of trusting the banks, and they immigrated here and they have better trust within their community. So it's, family-owned businesses, a lot of their customers are people within the community. And so for him, he just didn't grow up with this idea of having debt. So when it came time for him to purchase a home, he paid cash. And this is something that tends to happen in different cultures, is that's what they're used to. So if you come across someone who is frustrated because they're not able to, get a loan, or they've had issues with the past and finding lenders, it might come from, them not building up credit or having enough debt. I would suggest being mindful of that frustration that may come up for people. They may have really good spending money habits. It doesn't mean that they're out, spending a ton of money on things that they can't afford. It's just a cultural thing that's different for them. So always be mindful of, just these different attitudes, and that debt might not be a positive thing, but communicate how it is positive for the home buying process. And now we are getting into different, alternative ways of kind of reading someone's credit score and things like that. So we're kind of adapting and having different ways of doing that. But just whenever you are speaking with someone who might have had, frustrations with a lender in the past, just be careful that they might come from a culture that just doesn't value debt the same way that we do.